So, we are on chapter 6. Wow, and you just finished your first exam. I hope it went well for you. I hope everything was satisfactory and you're ready to get going on the second unit now. And we begin with the skin. Chapter 6 is the skin. So, the skin, the functions of it, of course, the major one is protection. It helps us to survive the various assaults given to us by the environment. Sensation, we'll be talking a lot more about this when we get to the nervous system, but certainly a lot of sensory information is provided through the skin. We have storage, right? We're going to see that there's some compounds that are stored here that we need. Temperature regulation is going to be vital here. We're going to see glands are present in the skin that help us regulate our internal temperature. Vitamin D production is absolutely critical and requires activation of a compound by the sunlight. And finally, excretion. There's going to be excretory components associated with the skin where we get rid of some of our metabolic waste. There are two components found in the skin. We're going to be talking about the cutaneous portion of the membrane, that one we skipped back in the membrane discussions there in chapter 5. And that includes the epidermis and dermis. We'll be talking about those in much more detail. And then the accessory structures. And so those include all the components you might think about, nails, hair, and so forth that we'll be discussing. So these are, I just want to show you some of the structures of the skin, just to kind of get you oriented here. And we have the upper layer of the skin that we'll be devoting quite a bit of time to, called the epidermis. You can see it peeling off the lower layer of the skin, called the dermis. Excuse me. You can see it peeling off of the lower layer of the skin, known as the dermis. These are our two layers of the skin, officially and correctly and distinctly. That's what you would label on an exam. Anything below the dermis is technically not part of the skin. You can see a lot of the structures we see associated with the skin, the sweat glands, sweat pores, hairs, all kinds of sensory information being processed here within the dermal layer of the skin, as well as lots of blood vessels in the dermis. So there is the epidermis that is colored in that cyan or light green, aquamarine. And below that then, well, let's go ahead and look at the epidermis. You can see it peeling off again from the dermis that lies below it. We'll be talking about both these layers in a lot more detail. You should know that there are two types of skin in the epidermis. There's a component called the thin skin versus the thick skin. And in thin skin, what we're going to see is we're actually missing a layer that is found in the thick skin. And we'll specify that when we get to that part of the information. But what this allows for is hair growth to occur in thin skin. So thin skin is going to be found anywhere you have hair on the body. So just think about the enormous area devoted to thin skin on your body. Thick skin then, because it has this extra layer in the epidermis, will not have hair coming out of it. And so we will see that in thick skin, it's found where you don't have hair. So the palms of your hands usually don't have hair there, the soles of your feet, the direct surface of your lips, and so forth. Those will be thick skin. And again, more on that to come.